Hello everybody, happy Thursday. Thursday's my favorite day of the week, as everybody knows. So this week we are gonna roll out, well today, we are rolling out what we are about to do. We are going to completely give our house a makeover. A complete carpet, wall, flooring, cabinets, countertops, everything makeover in 100 days. 100 days. We're gonna take this old looking house and turn it into a modern looking house and hopefully really increase our home value. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you stick around, give a big thumbs up and subscribe. We are going to go get Charles. You're gonna see the whole family participate in this because 100 days is a very short time to take this whole entire house and redo it. And it's gonna be a lot of hard work, but we're not afraid of hard work. We're hard-working people, so we can definitely do this. You're gonna see the kids helping, you're gonna see everybody helping, and just like I said, increase the value of our home. So let's go grab Charles, and we're gonna take you room to room. Every Thursday, you guys, though, real quick, I just wanted to share that. Every Thursday, what we're gonna do is we're gonna film throughout the week, all week, because every evening we're gonna be working on the house, and then all day Saturday and Sunday. So we will film all week long, and then we will just show you what we did each week on Thursday. So on Thursday, you know, you're gonna see what we did Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on until the 100 days is over. And that is our Thursday video for the next 100 days. Let's go get Charles. Okay, I also forgot to tell you, and then at the end of the 100 days, we will do a before and after also, so you can see the house today versus 100 days from now. Okay, so I now have Charles as you see him approaching, and we're gonna just start down here in the basement. Now he has redone this, and you guys, we will include that in our 100-day video to show you the before and after. He has worked though down here for what, almost a year, remodeling this basement.
Something like that.
It's completely different, totally different. So there's still a few things though that need done down here, so I'm gonna let him show you that.
So I think down here, the main thing is I am working on understair storage over here. So I still need to do that.
He has to do the doors, and
there'll be some cubbies put in here. I gotta put doors on it. I got a tiny bit of electrical to do down here to finish, with some ceiling tile work that I'm doing. I have doors to paint. You can see that I put a little bit of primer just to see how it's gonna work on Jake's door. So I gotta do all my doors white. But then once I do the doors, get the cubby hole fixed, finish the electric, I got a little bit of trim work to do in this box over here, which is where all the electronics are. This room will pretty well be wrapped up and we can show the difference. And then back in the back section, you can show them how trashed it is right now. Because it's packed from everything else we're doing. All of this has got to get organized.
This is where he works from home right now.
Yes, that's where I work from home. So all of this has got to get organized because it's flex area. And in William's room, I got some work to do. Since he's not in here, I can do that now. I got this box to finish trimming out. I got his door to do, and I got to do trim on the inside. And then I got to remount his shelf because the brackets I used didn't hold up and they pulled out of the wall. So his shelf is actually sitting over on the floor over there.
Paint his door.
That happens.
That's all right. Closet doors still need to go on.
Closet
and
doors,
the ceiling.
Closet ceiling, yeah.
If you don't see that. This though was unfinished just like the other side.
Yeah, this was just raw.
And so he
concrete.
put that together.
Yep. Yep, raw concrete. So, otherwise this room, not a lot of work, it's just some fine finish work to do. Yeah, and that pretty much
sums up the basement.
Sums up what needs done down here.
And a few other little odds and ends, like he still needs to cut some of the little
trusses.
Yeah, but you'll see all of that as we're doing it.
Yep, they have to get custom cut, so it takes a little bit longer on those because that's where all the HVAC is.
All right, next room. Okay, next is a very messy play area slash
so this is
planting area.
This is the mudroom that became an office, that became a playroom, that's become a nursery and a junk storage area while I like flex some other things. And there is a lot going on back here. This is kind of the extension of the house, and over the past, I don't know, how many years have we been here? 8, 9 years?
Going on 9 years.
9 years. The ground has settled probably, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, something normal. Not a big deal, but it's enough that I've got some seam work I need to do now to adjust for it. I've watched it over the course of the last 6 months and it hasn't changed, so it's not like it's constantly settling, but it's got a little bit of work now that it's done what it's going to do. I need to come back and
we're gonna paint it. We're gonna put in new flooring.
So just a couple things you can see. So like if you look at the bottom of the door down here, all the carpet that they put in, it never was put underneath anything, so it all frayed up. Over on this door, they had actually duct taped the carpet down because it was fraying, and I have never changed it because we just weren't worried because this was a mudroom. So walls need done. I'm taking the door.
You had some rust going on that you were gonna redo. Some rust
on the outside.
Sorry,
we can show later. But the handrail's got to come out, or the chair rail's got to come out. The walls are all getting painted. The corner seams all have to get fixed now that all that's fine. The floor's got to get changed, and so just generally an overall makeover back here, and
and then even in here, we're gonna redo the flooring here.
So I gotta love the fact this is
sorry, dirty laundry. This is our laundry room.
Yeah,
we don't have one.
So if you take a look at our floors, it's quite hideous because we're blue carpet here, we are linoleum here. We are pergo wooden floor here. We are 2 different types of carpet between this room and the family room. And then in the main entryway, we've got this square pattern wood. I don't even know what to call it. I know there's a name somewhere for it, but we are completely mismatched on the floor, and it's a mess. And then this pergo.
Well, I was going to say, now we're in the kitchen, so the floor is definitely going to go.
Yeah, so this pergo over the years has completely started to chip and fray, and they so never put this one on right to begin with, so it keeps pulling out.
Well, and then we also had a dishwasher that quit working, and it went water everywhere, so this is all buckled all throughout here. This is so outdated. We're going to do the tile and change the backsplash over here. We got to paint. We're gonna do the windows as far as painting, rescreening,
I think I want to turn
all of that stuff.
White.
Yes, we want to turn the cabinets white, new countertops.
And again, a lot of it is, I gotta fix that Lazy Susan back there because it's cracked, it's old. A lot of it is these doors and these cabinets are just starting to wear thin.
And the doors, yes,
years.
you can definitely tell.
But they've got 20 plus years. The house was done back in 93 or 96, I can't remember. So we got a lot of just miscellaneous work in here to do, but it's all makeup.
Right. And then you come in here, and again, painting things. This carpet is awful. You can see where Luke's chair is like buckled it even more. There's stains everywhere. We are completely redoing this into the pergo, if I can get you in the picture, into the pergo kind of floor.
Not pergo, vinyl.
Vinyl?
Yeah.
I can't see you.
Vinyl planks.
All right, and then in the hall, all the crown molding. So we have looked, and what modern houses, everything is white.
Yep.
So what all we got going on here?
So we're talking about painting all the crown molding, all the trim work, this floor. This is the floor I tried to describe. I have no idea what to call it.
And a toy in it.
Somebody in the comments, I'm sure, will tell me what this is. What I'm going to call it is Bye Bye Forever.
And then the stair, you're going to do the stair rails.
Yep.
We're going to paint on those and get that
rails,
spiced up.
And
the same flooring throughout the whole first floor.
Yeah, it'll be all the same floor.
All of that.
And that's going to be the biggest job with all of this. So this carpet's actually different than the carpets in there. It looks similar, but it's not.
And this wall is going to go.
So this wonderful wall, I haven't done anything with. I actually left it this way when we moved in because what they did when they striped it to make it 2 different colors is they actually taped it off and put a gloss on every other panel. So there's actually a ridge right here. If I try to paint this, it's going to leave the ridges in the paint. So I've got to strip down at least to the point where it's smooth and then make it adhesive, because if I try to paint over this, that paint's just going to bubble right up. So I've got to deal with all that, primer it, the whole 9 yards. But that wall's got to get done, which means everything's got to come out of here anyway.
And again, with the crown molding, the ceilings need painted. Again, with the windows, they need done and redone.
Yeah. So some of which I may paint the casings to match. Like when we look at bathrooms, I may make the casings on the windows match the room. You know, otherwise on these, and you can't really see it here, but we have a lot of birds that decide to fly into the windows, and so we got a lot of screens that just have holes in them now.
Yes.
So we got to rescreen everything. And,
there a little bit, maybe you can pick it up.
Yeah, I don't know that we can actually.
A little bit
show
it
that,
does.
But probably be easier to see from the outside.
And then when you go into our dining room, now that used to have wallpaper on the bottom half, and it just got ripped off. And then the wall, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but it has grooves then all throughout it. So that's all going to get sanded and
it's going to
spackled and...
Yeah, I'll do a surface skim coat across it, sand it lightly. Could do a good skim coat. I won't have to do much work to it, but it's all got to get smooth and put back to normal. The wall, basically what that is when the wallpaper came off, it just pulled the surface coating of the drywall off with it, and that's what made those divots in there, so that's why it's got to get skim coated. The carpet in this room, believe it or not, is a dining room. First of all, I don't know who had the bright idea to put carpet in a dining room, but it is.
And it's nasty.
We've done really well with it over time. The two issues I've got now is...
But you got to remember, people, this was old carpet when we bought the house 9 years ago.
But now we've got just some like small stains in it that we're never going to get out. They just will not come out.
Theo-ness.
Kool-Aid. It's not going to come out.
And look up here. Opinion, you guys leave down below an opinion. Is this way outdated? Because I think it is. I think we might need to change it out.
I can take the
I don't think
chandelier
people
out
do
and
it
put in
anymore.
just a regular light fixture.
I think that might be better. You guys leave your opinion on that one.
We'll leave that from a cost factor perspective.
Yeah,
too.
see what we have money left for.
Yeah, but the other thing is this room gets so much wear and tear walkthrough wise that the entranceway here, it looks dirty, and it's not. It's just worn down to the fiber.
Yeah, we clean it all the time.
It doesn't matter. This is not dirt. This is just literally getting worn down to the point where you can see like the root of the carpet fiber. So
and the buckling and all the carpet and
so it needs done.
Yes, definitely.
And so I think the big thing with this is just an understanding that what we're going to do is just continuity between every room. So the walls will be very similar, although we'll probably still do a color separation between the upper and lower wall here.
We'll be painting everything.
You know, our thought is we would take the same color we use on this lower wall and use it for kind of the upper part of the kitchen.
If you can see that
like above the cabinets.
That's his idea.
So that those will tie together. And then, I didn't talk about it, but in this other room, the main living room. All right, so one of the things that has driven us absolutely crazy in this room, and it just shocked me to death when I did it. These walls, you can't tell, but these walls have kind of a sandy kind of feel. It's a very rough texture.
It's like they put sand in the paint.
It is, and I kid you not, called suede paint. And I went and matched it. This has been a couple years ago that I went and got this. This is like $100 a gallon paint. Some ridiculously crazy paint, Ralph Lauren paint. And you cannot clean it to save your neck. So when something splashes up on it, like one of the kids' juice cups or something like that, you literally are scrubbing into all of that texture to try to get it out, and
it's awful.
It totally has driven us nuts. So
awful. And then he's also going to be, he didn't mention yet, but he'll also be working on this door.
I need to work on the door. The thresholds have gotten to the point where walking over them, you know, with all the kids going in and out, walking over the threshold now has got all the varnish worn off, and it's starting to get kind of warped and look rough. So it all needs refinished.
We also are going to have to do something with our fireplace over there. I don't know that we added that to our list yet, but that is definitely going to have to be done. One of the things of autism is throwing stuff.
Oh.
And he's got little dents all over in the fireplace.
I was going to say, I wasn't sure what you're talking about. I don't know if we'll get to that or not, because that's going to be a cost factor. So we'll just have to see.
If we have the money, then we will, because that definitely is not very pleasing to the eyes.
No, if I were going to change that out, I'd get rid of the brassy look probably and go with something a little bit
Yeah, less showy.
less showy.
I can't even believe I'm agreeing with you, and I'm the bling queen.
I know.
All right, let's head to the next one.
All right, so this room is probably one of the biggest challenges that we're going to have to work in, because the bathroom, well, actually both bathrooms are like super outdated. But we got our nice green bathroom, and we're going to update that with a more modern color based on what some of our neighbors have used. This floor over the years has just, it's kind of gotten the mildew up near the bathtub and needs to come out. So I have all new flooring that was donated to me by our neighbor when they moved, so I'm not having to pay for it, but I've got new flooring that's got to go in, which of course his toilet's got to come out. So plan here, we had water damage to the wall from the shower. So not a major issue where we got anything behind the wall.
Sorry guys, and this is loud because he actually made it so that there is no way to turn this light on and get a shower without the vent on.
Yeah.
Because people were not putting the vent on. And it was like peeling stuff, so last time he redid it, he made sure that there was a fan always on.
So plan in here, floor, walls, trim, cabinets, and all of this will be very similar to our neighbor's bathroom when they sold theirs, because we just thought it looked really good. And of course I'll have to recaulk the tub and you know, get all that brushed stainless fixed up. So a little bit of work there, but for the most part,
we need to take down our fan and clean it really good. And
I just cleaned that not that long ago. So new floor vent in here, floor vent cover, and to figure out what we're doing about towel storage, because we have so many people now that are going through the towels, and just find a better way to hang the towels in here so that they can dry.
And the hardest part is going to be, we're going to be all in one bathroom, shower wise. We still have a half bath downstairs, but we will be in one shower while this one's under remodel.
Yep, so when I'm doing the paint and I'm doing the floor, I can't have people in here doing the shower. So everybody out, sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right, so this is our bathroom, and I have to say this is not as big of an undertaking, or it doesn't necessarily need it as bad.
We're redoing the floor.
But for consistency and modernization, and I got enough flooring, we are going to tear this floor out, which again just has its wear spots. It's old, you know. So we're going to take the floor out, put the new floor in that we got. We're going to do the walls. We're going to do the same color code as we do in the other bathroom, which will make it nice. But I want to take these boxes, which I installed years ago, and I want to kind of update all the trim and everything on those to make them match the rest of the color code. And part of that is because all the handling over the years, these are just like a cover over them, and they're wearing out. So you kind of don't have wood grain on some of the corners. Well, again,
and this was an older house when we bought it. No updates had been done. No. So, I mean, 9 years ago, this is even older. It just needs, all these updates need to be done.
Yeah. So, you know, it's just, again, it's cosmetic in here with the exception of the biggest project. So probably in this bathroom, I need the better part of a day to do the trim, and can be doing the walls in the process. That'll go pretty quick, and the ceiling, but the floor will take the longest. Again, not a major issue, but a time thing. Can you get me all right?
And are we going to be doing the half bath? We're going to go on and do that too, right?
The half bath downstairs?
Yes, because that we have the flooring and everything already given to us.
Well, so the half bath downstairs will use the exact same flooring as throughout the whole first floor. So I'm not putting in, because that will keep me from having to do necessarily transition strips the way that it's going to lay. The whole floor will lay in such a way that it will sweep from the playroom down through the hall up to the kitchen, and it will continue to sweep all that direction. So when I'm going through the doorways, I won't have transition strips. The floor will just kind of be seamless. But from a color code perspective, yes, I'm going to update that. I should have, so the gallon that I bought of the paint for the bathroom should do all 3 bathrooms so that we have consistency. So when we go to need to do touch-ups or whatever, we don't have to go buy different shades. I kid you not, when we moved in here, I had 24 different gallons of paint, all partially used.
That we've combined into colors to make our house.
Combined, some were dried out, some of the containers rusted and I had to just, dry them out and get rid of them. But nevertheless, it was like every room we went into, we had to go get a different color to get the walls done. And so we're trying to limit the different colors now to the bedrooms, which is where we're actually at now. This is our master bedroom. And to kind of update it, there's a couple things I think we're going to need to do.
Windows.
Is we're going to have to either seal the windows, restain and seal the windows, or paint the windows. I am leaning toward, depending on how it turns out in the bathroom, I'm leaning toward doing the casings and the windowsills all in an ultra bright white to kind of pop around the yellow that's in the room.
Can't
this
really
wall's
see that,
just
but that's
got a
yellow.
lot. When we moved in, we did it in a hurry. This wall's got a lot of like retainers and like screw holes and stuff in it that were loosely patched. I want to just get those all fixed. And because we're probably not going to go back to a large TV again, I will take the stereo system out and just kind of box it up and get it out of the bedroom, which means I'm going to have to do some repair work where this trim work's been bolted to the wall. So I will do this wall the same color as the rest of the house because we have plenty, and leave the rest of these walls in kind of a yellow. But there's a lot of work in these rooms that need to be done that we just didn't do due to time when we moved in. And so our previous residents, well, they weren't very good about staying within the lines, and they've
Yeah, it's
got
like a bright green or something.
Yeah, it's some funky color. Every room of the house, I need to go around and just paint the ceiling and hit all of these corners because there is that odd color of paint they had all over the ceiling everywhere. But in here, we know the carpet really needs to be changed because it's worn out and it's
so
old.
Through the whole upstairs.
But from a cost perspective, that's probably not on the radar.
We figure we can give an allowance when the time comes to sell.
If we're out of here before the end of the year, sell it and do the allowance. If we're not out of here before the end of the year and we roll into next year, then we'll probably take and do a light colored hardwood laminate type of thing all through here and get rid of all this carpet and redo the stairwell. So this is
Because we have no idea what the market's going to be like in the fall or throughout the rest of this year with all the stuff going on. We just have no idea what's going to happen. We know what we want to happen, but we don't know if it's going to be able to happen.
In here, all I'm looking to do, I want to keep the individual color of the burgundies and yellows. I want to keep that individualized to this room, but then tie this room together with the other rooms in the house. I still want to do all the trim in white, and since we'll be painting the backside of that door to kind of match, and it's getting worn out anyway, we'll probably do the doors in white to kind of pop and match with everything. So there's just going to be kind of that. Getting rid of the wood grain and going to the white, which, again, in a house full of kids, that's a risk in its own, right? But they'll all get varnished and sealed so that we should be able just to wipe them down quick and easy. And
we're going to do all of our baseboards are going to go white.
All the trim. All the trim.
So that'll be a job in itself. But I figure with Swiffers, we can just Swiffer it daily, and that'll keep all the dust from building up. And, I mean, we got enough people take a minute to Swiffer it.
Yeah. And time permitting, I'll look at trying to tie in a lot more of the furniture. If I were to do the doors in a white, this hutch is actually already more of a whitish cream color.
If we even keep some of that.
Yeah.
We haven't decided what we're keeping or not yet.
And we can redo things like the nightstands or a quick coat painting to kind of fill those in and make them kind of match the rest of the room. So I want to kind of get a little continuity and make everything kind of match a little bit more. But
and then the halls, they need touched up. Going down the stairs, all this just needs touch up.
This is actually
like
the
you
color
can see here,
we're going to use.
It's chipping off the wall. And just you can see where it's just been magic erased so many times. I mean, it's little hands touched the whole way down.
So this handrail right here, I don't know if you can get a shot of that. So we have this same type of handrail going down to the basement, and what I found out from a friend of ours, actually no, I'm sorry, it was when the neighbor sold their home. This one actually is capped at either end where the handrail isn't just like open. It actually 90 degrees, elbows toward the wall. And our ones for the basement, that is not the case. So I still have to put this.
To do that.
I still have to put this up on the basement, but I got to custom cut it and actually make it like this before I get it reinstalled.
Right.
So.
And again, all throughout here, doors white, trim white. I'm assuming you're gonna paint that thing white.
Oh, good call. I hadn't even thought about that.
Our attic little.
I didn't look up. Yes, that would make sense.
Yeah.
But I didn't look up.
And again, all the rooms are just going to have the white. It's dark in here. You can't see very good, but.
So this room.
I said I think we should paint all the bright yellow wall and all of that white, but he does not want to do that. You have to.
So this room is actually a to be determined based on what happens. If
it is bright yellow, y'all.
It is bright yellow, but that was emoji. Come on.
And black.
Yep. So the plan with this is to be determined over the next 30 days based on what William does, because we are in talks of if he goes back to school, or even if he doesn't and decides to move back home to Chillicothe, then that opens up the room he's in downstairs, which would allow us to take like Ash and put her downstairs and move Ronnie in with Brooke.
Yeah, so they might be doing some room swap for a little bit.
That would change what we do with this wall.
This would become a Just Luke room.
So literally this will be one of the last rooms I touch, because
you see her disaster closet.
It was actually one of the last rooms we actually remodeled, so it's in the best shape overall. It's just flexing to whoever's in here. If it's just Luke, it's one thing. It's not a big deal. I mean, if it's just Luke, we could put some of his toy stuff up here and get it up here and open up other rooms, and you know, there's just a lot we can do with it. But
all right, next room. Okay.
All right, so this one right now is Kate and Thea's room, and again, this will be kind of to be determined. I don't think
this room is bad though.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot to do in here, but looking at the color scheme,
the trim,
for this,
and obviously all again.
Yeah, I think this one is a given. That the baseboards need to be updated to white, the frame, the doors, that sort of thing. And I think if we were to just do that, that would pop really well against this kind of slate blue that's going on in here.
It's a very pale blue. I think it's very pretty. This wasn't even done that long ago because of Theo, you know, wasn't been with us that long. And
so I just need,
this would be very easy.
These are our wonderful, you'll see another room we don't have these, but these are our sliding closet doors. I think these need to get lightly sanded, primed, and painted white to kind of match, and I think everything would look really good in here. You can't really tell, this wall is actually already white.
Yes.
But it's the only one. Actually, those two are colored, these two are not.
Oh yeah, above the bed is white.
If what I might do is, I've got the better part of about a half gallon of this paint left. I just found it out in the garage yesterday. And in fact, Theo was using it as a seat while he was watching me do some potting stuff. But at any rate, what I think I might do with this is use this color on the rest of the walls and just make the room this color, and then have the white to offset, because once I get these doors painted white and the main door painted white, they won't pop. But if I change the color of these walls, they'll kind of pop. You can see I got shelves in here for her that are white. So again, on the back end of what we're going to do, this would be one of the last rooms we would do, because it doesn't really need much other than trim. And then we'll kind of figure out, do we want to take a few minutes to just paint the other stuff blue or not? You guys can leave your comments and tell me what you think.
Okay, and in here, when we actually go to put our house on the market, we will have to take our fan down. But this is our whole house fan that we installed. It's just like can come down and go in, so that won't be there. But right now they just have curtains, which are bowing because they were constantly, the doors were falling off because they just are girls and have so much stuff. So we have to put the doors up.
There's more stuff on the closet floor than the closet will handle, and that was pushing out on the doors. And then when they go to open them, they would just fall off track.
All the time.
All the time. So
this room doesn't need painted though itself. I mean, little things that like her thing is fallen off and broken that was there, so that needs like taken off. But this room, I don't think is bad either as far as painting and the color scheme, other than all the trim and stuff again needs to be done.
No, And so yeah, I got trim we can do. And then I think what we need to do in here is just kind of go through things with them to figure out about all this storage and get it to where we can get these closet doors reattached, because they're up in the attic right now, and get rid of
clear off some of those shelves. And they have so much stuff. That's all right. It's 2 people in a little room, so there's going to be stuff.
Well, and so in the event William moves in this room, comes Ronnie in here instead of Ash, then, you know, that would change how much stuff is actually in here, because she doesn't have as much stuff to fill the closet. And some of this stuff could then be put in the closet downstairs.
Yes.
In the other
We'll
room.
move it all around. We'll get it all so that nothing is getting knocked off anymore. All right, we'll go out of here, though, and let them finish school. Also, guys, real quick, we're going to run you outside and show you just some more things that need to get done in this 100 days. But I am so behind on comments, so I just want to jump in on and address that super fast. I promise you guys, I read every single comment. I always read them. I am just behind. We have been planning everything that we need to do, looking at flooring, ordering stuff. We have just been swamped, very busy trying to do everything that we're doing around here. So, and as we get busy trying to knock all this out in 100 days, please leave those comments. I love reading them, but just be patient with us if we don't answer them, you know, in a timely manner, because I'm trying my hardest. All right, let's go outside.
All right, so for those of you that may have seen it on Blue Jay Acres, one of my tasks this past weekend was to work on straightening up this garage, which you could not even walk through. And I have to say, it is much better than what it was when I worked on it on Sunday.
I just mowed, though, so I got it all a mess.
Back, which is no big deal. I actually have a place for the trash cans and stuff. Got the Z grill in here, which is all cleaned up and away. And then I got this carpet. So unfortunately, the amount of stuff we put out, our garbage folks couldn't take that much. Their truck was getting full. You would think this is like home remodeling season with everybody at home.
I think it is.
I think it is. But I'm in better shape out here. I got a lot of stuff will go inside, so you can probably see I got some drywall out here, and I got closet doors for the basement. So all this stuff will start to thin out as we sweep through other rooms. But this is kind of, and it might actually get a little bit worse, because as we get ready to take stuff out, we might put some stuff in storage, but it's going to have to be out here till we're at a point we can do that. So, but not a lot here. I got concrete to clean out here. And then I will show them the bottom part of the driveway real quick. The thing here is I will probably come through with this. And 2 years ago in August, I actually surface coated some of the worst of this, and it held pretty good. So I will come back through here and just do like a $20 bag of concrete, clean this out really good, put another coat down, and just make this livable. And if for some reason we sell and this is something that needs to be done before we sell it, then we'll put money into it. But if we don't have to put money into this, we're just going to make it where it's drivable and not falling apart, and that'll be that. All right, so obviously we got some things to do out here. I've got shrubs that need trimmed back, which is just a constant thing every year. We've got mulch that needs to get done all throughout these beds. I've got the shutters. I've got a couple of those that the screws that are holding them into the brick are actually coming out, so I've got to re-secure those. And then all of this brick is going to get water sealed. Just a matter of finding warm temperatures for over 48 hours and no rain for 24 hours, and neither one of those things have come, but I've got all the material to roll on water sealer to this brick just to make it in good shape. And then this entranceway.
And he wants to refinish these light fixtures in the front and back.
Actually, the front are good. So I don't know if
take them down and clean them really good.
Yeah, I actually did these a couple years ago, and these are actually holding up really well. They just need cleaned. But this needs completely repainted. Both of these insides need repainted on the interior frame.
Yeah,
so
it's bad.
Paint the door at the same time. And then my biggest issue out here that I've got to address is my framing right here is starting to kind of settle and pull away from the wall. So I've got to re-secure this to the wall and then strip off the loose paint and get that painted too. I have the material for it. It's just going to be, again, getting warm temperatures and being able to brace that back against the wall and then get it resealed and painted. And I will say, I don't know if you can focus in on it or not, I'm disappointed when I look at it because our previous owners, when they painted, they did a lousy job and they painted probably more brick.
Yeah, they definitely got some on the brick.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, they did not do a good job of staying within the lines.
How cute is Paul's follower?
Oh, he's definitely like a little mini-me.
Yes, he follows him and does everything. All right, let's look at the back. And you can see here's a couple shrubs that got to come out because they just didn't make it. He did some transplanting and some lived and some didn't. Of course, pressure washing, getting all the green and stuff off. All that kind of maintenance stuff.
Yeah, this whole brick needs cleaned back here before I can seal it. And these shrubs need cut away from like the window wells to go to the basement. Because they are just choking off any light you get down there. And they need cleaned out. They have probably 20 years worth of leaves and stuff in the bottom. Alright guys, it's getting windy out here, so we switched cameras, and I apologize if it gets noisy. We'll do the best we can. So this is our backyard, and I don't know that the quantity of things that need to be done back here are a lot, but the time that's needed to do them is going to be quite a bit. One of the things is last year I went through and replaced all the dog-eared slats on both sides of this fence line, and that had to cure in order for us to be able to stain it. So that is on the radar for the next couple of months, is getting out here and restaining all of this, plus the 4x4s. A lot of work going on there. I actually have to do a couple more modifications on the gate because it started to sag a little bit, and we got to figure out what we're going to do with all this brick I got from the neighbor. I've got an idea right now. Short term, I'll probably use this back in the mulch area just to kind of go around the mulch that we're going to keep. That will at least give it a nice place to be and get it out of here, but it's got to go. And then we got a lot of mulching to do. So this mulch bed needs to get cut down a little bit and needs to get moved out, and then we'll put down a new coat of mulch on this because this is built up for about the last probably 10 years. So we'll work on it. Little stuff like cleaning the picnic table. It's got about 2 years of just building up grime from being outside. A lot of mulching around the trees. And then out here, I don't know if you could just focus over that direction and I'll speak to it, but you know, I got all those fence panels that were left over from when we put in the fence to do, and I got all that lumber back here that needs to go away.
We need to touch up the staining on the stuff that he built for back here.
Yes.
We need to touch up on our bench that's made back here. We got to touch up the stain on the play set.
And these are the light fixtures that need to get repainted because I never did the ones in the back. So that needs to get done.
And of course, cleaned really good.
Yep. So there's just a lot of little stuff out here that's got to get done. All this lumber has a purpose. Most of this lumber has a purpose. And I'm repurposing a lot of the stuff we have. I don't know that we showed this, but I think I tried to capture it on Blue Jay Acres, where I just kind of redid those water runoffs to make them a nice step because we were tracking mud everywhere with the hose. But then out here, again, the rest of the fence that needs to get done, shrubs that need to get trimmed, raised beds that need to go in. More and more I think about it with the wood I've got left is we'll do an 8-foot by 2-foot here, an 8-foot by 2-foot there, and I think I may do 2 4-foot ones here based on what I got available from a lumber perspective, just to kind of make things look a little balanced. And then yes, a lot of brick water sealing I need to do.
On the way up.
Yeah, a lot of it. I actually even have a new dryer vent because this dryer vent slats are just popping off very easily. So I'm gonna actually take that one out and put the new one in. I've actually had it for probably 6 months and just never put it in yet. So that really then just kind of takes us to what we're doing out here, which I think you started to talk to.
Yeah, I think I touched on it. I mean, we'll go into depth as we go through each room. We'll really show you how bad it is and what it looks like when it's done, room by room, and we're going to do that with you guys daily. So you'll get the recap of that every Thursday for those of you that want to follow along with this. And you know, he's talking about all my planter boxes and all of that, so just hopefully we get to benefit from all of that.
Yeah, so you know, and the big thing there is now I will say my livelihood right now is in project management. This is definitely a project in the undertaking, so I've already sat down and kind of looked at what can be done at the same time, or what needs to get done before something else can get done.
What the kids can do, what I can do, what everybody can do.
And so, like, for example, as much as I want to roll my sleeves up, I know I need to finish the stuff in the basement, but this coming weekend I got to build the boxes, and next week I got to get the dirt, but it's probably going to be the week after that before we can actually plant too much out here. We can do some of our cooler weather crops now, but like tomatoes and peppers can't go out, but I need those boxes in, which will remove the lumber and get some more stuff out of the garage. And you know, once I get that in and I get that dirt, I'm going to start kind of filling in some areas, and then we'll see what we need for mulch. So everything kind of has its own timeline, but it's going to be an all family roll up your sleeves and jump in kind of effort in order to get this done in 100 days, because there is a lot getting done.
All right guys, so that is gonna wrap up today's video. Hopefully you guys stick around and check that out. Don't forget to give a big thumbs up if that's what you want to see, and we will see you guys again next Thursday for week 1 of the 100 days.
We got a lot to get done, so
baby.
We'll see you later.
Bye everybody.